Direct Mail Monday, February 12th, 2018. Steve Sipress here, about to bring you 4 live critiques of mail pieces that appeared in my inbox, my mailbox, my live, real-life post office mailbox, not the email inbox. And let's see if I can, there you go, over the past week. So first, Rhino of the Day is this very cool Rhino magnet. And as you can see, his horn seems to have had the top part broken off. Not seems to. Don't know how, but the top part got broken off, maybe in one of the moves, but more likely just because it dropped on the floor from time to time, because I also see the ear. One of the ears is damaged. So his left tip of the ear is broken off, and the tip of the front horn is broken off, but he's a rhino. Rhinos don't care how much you hurt them. They keep coming back. They got 2-inch thick skin, and they got 2-inch thick ears and horns. Horns are even thicker. So another reason, the other symbol of the entrepreneur. You can knock us down. You can hurt us. You think that's going to stop us? No. And you see it has a little magnet on the back, so it's going to go right here alongside my other Rhino magnet on my file cabinet. Got a pair of Rhinos. Okay, let's get to the direct mail pieces. I got 4 to share, and I'm going to go in reverse order of worst to best. So we'll start out with the useless waste of money like this one from a local jewelry store. You can see it's located in Wisconsin. And that means that's near where my beautiful wife Michelle, who's from Milwaukee, and she has all kinds of cousins and nieces and nephews, and her parents still live up there. And like it's close to somebody's house up there, because she must have gone there to get something or do something. I think it was to have something repaired years ago, if I remember correctly. And so smart thing that somebody came in just for a little repair, yet they put her on the mailing list, and they're going to send her all the promotions. So here's Valentine's Day, boom, and you can save on the treats for your suite. Not that, see, it's mailed to my beautiful wife Michelle, and her suite, therefore, who might be me, not really in the market for one of these red, I don't know, necklace or whatever the heck they are, jewelry of any kind. As you can see, don't wear jewelry of any kind except my wedding ring, which I don't even wear at home because I can't type with it. I can, but it hinders the typing and the bending of the fingers. I really just don't wear any jewelry, so this is really not a smart thing. But the real waste of money is that it's a local jewelry store in Wisconsin being mailed to somebody in Arizona. Okay, so what happened here, I'm guessing, is they scrubbed the list with the NCOA, which is the change of address registry. Problem is, when the change of address comes and they didn't just move locally, they moved completely so that there's no chance that my beautiful wife Michelle is going to go into this location in Wisconsin. And even though you got $25 off a $250 purchase, which also is not what they would call, what I would call an irresistible, not what anyone would call an irresistible offer. It's extremely resistible. Even $100 off has to be a $950 purchase. So it's like a 9% or 11% discount or something. Like, not that big a deal, not so compelling, certainly not compelling enough to pay the airfare, hop on a plane, and fly all the way from Arizona to Wisconsin just to save 25 or 50 or $100. So total fail, total waste of money, and they ought to take her off the list, because even though it's a little bit, it adds up, right? If there's, one out, even 5% of your list is moving every year, within about 10 years, you are wasting a ton of money if you're doing any kind of direct mail at all. So big mistake. Check your list and make sure you're mailing to prospects that can do business with you. Make sense? Now, it'd be different if they had a website. Well, they do have a website, but if they were encouraging you to go buy on the website, if they made that clear, I guess I would rethink things a little. But they didn't really make that clear. It really seems like they want you going into the store. Okay, next waste of money. Rich is here. Jason is here. And Jerdog is here. Is this one. What are you doing? We're a customer of Cox Communications, okay? I have my landline phone and my internet is through Cox Communications, and yet they're sending me something to current resident. What are you thinking? So I'm not even opening this one. Now, could it be for, I don't know what this is. I don't know what Contour is, and we used to have the Netflix, but we don't have it anymore. I don't know what that means, but I'm not opening it. Okay, if you want to send, if they wanted to send an offer, a special offer to a current customer, they should have said that, right? They should have said, hey, because you're a customer, here's a special offer. I'm not interested in their junk mail, pre-sorted junk mail, which seems like they certainly don't acknowledge, like they don't even know I'm a customer. So they have turned me off completely, and I'm not opening that one up. So that's 0 for 2. Now, let's get to this one, which is a nice try, and they did a few things right here. So this one is mailed to this David Patrick, whoever that is, or the current residence, which is me. Okay, so we are renting. We've been here about a little over a year, and so I don't know when this David Patrick character was here. I think this is the first piece of mail I've seen with his name on it. So I don't know how many years ago he was renting. When we first moved in, not only were we getting mail in the person's name who moved out, because apparently he broke the lease, but there was even a UPS delivery of a package delivered to our front porch with this guy's name on it that had abruptly moved out. Not to mention he was so nice enough to leave a whole bunch of crap behind that we had to throw out since he left in a rush. But I digress. So so smart. He put or current resident on there. Very good. But then they've got this, and this again, it's a good try. They've got a $40 off tax prep. Now, they don't say what the usual cost is, but I know there's a lot of gobbledygook here. But it doesn't say, because I have a small business. So first of all, I have a specialist that does my tax returns, who's specialist in small business. But tax returns could all be different, and so I don't know if this is for a basic one or for a more complex one, or they just give you $40 off, which is kind of nice. It's what I call, though, another mistake. The main mistake here is they're burying the lead. Okay, on the other side, which is the front side, it doesn't say anything about the discount. It just says no tax return is too complicated. And so they will help you with all these things, including right there, self-employment. I'm not technically self-employed. A corporation pays me. I just happen to be the owner of the corporation. But they have a benefit here, convenient drop-off service. And they have lots of benefits and lots of features, but they are burying the lead, the offer. And if it really was an irresistible offer, instead of $40 off, what if they said, sign a 5-year deal to have us do your returns for 5 years, and we'll give you this year completely free? How about that? It would equate, if it's $200 for a tax return, that would equate to the same savings, right? $40 a year. Only this way, they would be able to say, we will do your taxes for free. So if it was a really irresistible offer like that, you would want to blast it all over the place. So maybe the reason they're hiding it, they're putting it on the back only, is because they even realize not an irresistible offer. Very, very resistible. I look at this and I'm like, that's not going to get me to change from my tax preparer for $40. Come on now. So good try, but a fail. And last one is a very cool piece that just arrived, I believe, today. I just saw it today on the counter. It might have come Saturday. I don't see anyone else's here yet, but check this one out. This is from Joe Polish, a world-renowned direct response marketing expert, so there's no surprise that he's sending this excellent piece. A lot of great things about this. So one thing is, now here's the deal. I was a member of Joe Polish's Genius Network for 2 years. Cost $25,000 a year to be a member. So I gave him $50,000. So it's nice that he leaves me on his mailing list and mails me stuff from time to time, because this, you can see it's some kind of a magazine. Maybe it's a, I'm going to open it up here. Maybe it's a calendar. It's a kind of size of a calendar. It's a big folder. I have a feeling it's to promote their annual event, because that's Joe's system of getting new members to the group. One of the systems he uses is to invite people to the annual event, which is only $10,000 to attend the 2-day event. And then once you're at that 2-day event, they say, I'll put the $10,000 towards the $25K if you join for the full year. And so you're sitting there looking at other people going, did I really am I going to go home and have paid $10,000 for 2 days? Or would I drop just another 15 and get an entire year? Okay, meet 3 more times a year or twice a year or whatever he has it now with all some of these different people. There's couple of hundred members in the group and some amazing entrepreneurs in the group. And I'm looking to see who I recognize here. I do recognize Joe on the cover, and then the rest are wearing that Genius Network t-shirt that, of course, I have one. See, for 50 grand, you get a t-shirt. I digress, and I'm kidding. But very cool piece. A lot of cool things he's doing right. Number one, is keeping a former member on the mailing list. Unless I left because I hate Joe Polish, which is certainly not the case, maybe I'm thinking of returning. And if I return even just for 1 year, it's worth 25 grand. If I return and stay 2 years like I did last time, it's worth 50 grand. So is it worth mailing, say, $100 worth of stuff in a given year to possibly get $50,000? And if there's 1,000 ex-members and you mail them all $100 worth of stuff in a year, that would be $100,000 invested. That if you got 2 of them out of those 100, out of those, what did I say, 1,000? Yeah, 2 of those out of those 1,000 people, and he doesn't have 1,000 ex-members, but just using the example, if you had 1,000 ex-members and mailed them all $100 worth of stuff in cost over the year, this might cost $5 or $10 between the printing and the mailing. Let's say 10. If you mail me 10 of these a year, 1 every month, and so it was $100 worth of mailings to 1,000 ex-members. Wow, it's $100,000, Steve. That's crazy. Sure, but if 2 out of those 1,000 people came back and stayed for a couple of years, there's your 100 grand, and all the rest is gravy. If 4 people came back and stayed 1 year, there's your 100 grand, and the rest is gravy. So that's the first lesson always when you're doing marketing, is to know your numbers and know what is the value of a client, patient, member, customer. What's the lifetime value? In my case, it was $50,000. I don't know what the average is. Does somebody stay 2-point-something years? Then they're worth more than 50 grand on the average. So it makes all the numbers, it makes sense. The numbers will work and make sense for you even when you're mailing something expensive. So another smart thing he's doing here is he's got it in a clear mailer. So I can see that it's kind of fun. You know, first of all, I see Joe, and maybe if I look carefully, I'll see a couple other friends on there, and I see it's Genius Network, and gives me the fond memories of a couple of years and all the fun I had, and I did make money from being in the group. I got 1 client from it who paid me over $100-something thousand to do some work, so that certainly paid for being in the group a couple of years, and I made some really great connections and lifelong friends, and connected with some old friends that, you know, we had met when we were kind of up and coming, and now there we were together in a group that was an investment of $25,000 a year, which I highly recommend, as I always do, that you're in as many mastermind groups and networks of really, really sharp entrepreneurs as you can, of course. And then he's got a fun thing on the back. This artist, this Gaping Void, yeah, there it is, Gaping Void artist, has drawn for Joe all artwork that's all over his office. Got to be like 25, 50 pieces with all kinds of sayings on them. Oh yeah, it is a calendar, so there you go. So I predicted, I thought it could be a calendar if I would have seen this hole in the bottom where you nail it up on the wall. It would have known even more, but it did feel like a calendar, and it is indeed. Now, a little strange that it comes in February. Is that not a little strange? But perhaps, I know I've done something similar in the past. Joe might have gotten a calendar from this company, from somebody in December or January, and said, wow, that looks cool. Let me do that for my clients and my prospects and all. And so, you know, took a little while to get printed, and better late than never. And you can see it's got a calendar to the back for 2 years anyway. But okay, so now every month, there it is. There's more Gaping Void artwork, the kind of stuff that's all over his office with all the fun sayings. And then there's a direct mail letter on the inside using my name. Boom. Hope you're off to a great start. And what results do you want? Don't you want to come back? Doesn't even say come back. It's sort of very soft pitch, not even an offer that says come back. It just kind of says when you're ready, I hope you'll be a part of the network. So that's an extremely soft pitch. There's no real offer in here. But he could have segmented the list. This could have said something recognizing that I did give him $50,000, right? Could have said something like, me and my team have some awesome things planned for Genius Network, and when you're ready to come back, hope you'll be a part of it. Simple. Add 2 words. When you're ready to come back. That's 3 words. Hello. Add 3 words. When you're ready to come back. And that tells me it's personalized to me. Other than my name, this is obviously not personalized to me. So there's a little error there. And again, when you have the opportunity to get 25, 50, 75, 100 grand or more out of me, you might want to not make even a small mistake like that. And so then there it is. Fun calendar with these fun gaping void things. Now, the smart thing about doing a calendar, there's a few smart things, and I did them for years when I had regular meetings and events at my Chicagoland Sharpest Entrepreneurs Group. One is, and you can probably think of them, and let's use it. Kevin Donahue has joined. Kevin Donahue. Kevin Donahue is the one who introduced me to the Genius Network. So I owe him the thanks for that, and I believe Kevin is back in the group after taking some time out of the group. Chad is here. Joe's here. And Jerdog says, and Joe says, hello. Hello, Joe. And Jerdog says, now I'm thinking a bar comic calendar might work for me. Yes, and I will tell you a few reasons why. Number one, that gives you a year of being on the person's mind, right? So you send this to your prospects, and if they do hang it up and they see something that's got to do with you, then they're thinking of you every time they look at this, which could be every day for a year. Come on now. How can you get into what's known as top of mind? How can you occupy some space in your prospect's mind for an entire year for like $10? The cost of printing these up and mailing them out. Come on now. Second of all, you put some dates on here that you're doing stuff. So, hey, Jim is here. The bar comic. Now, I know that Jeremy is consulting to bar owners around the country, helping them fill up their place when comedians come in, because he's been doing that for himself for years. Why not help them do it when other people come in other than Jeremy? And so Jeremy would put like the dates that he's going to be at their place on here. Yeah, no, let's scratch that. Okay, that's if he was going to be doing it as a comedian. Besides, you're not booked a year in advance. He would put the dates on here when he's doing stuff with his company now, his consulting company to the bar owners. So he would put like annual event and highlight the few days so that when it comes along to that, and then he would put like a month before, he would put deadline to book hotel room for annual event. And is your flight booked yet for your annual event? And because you don't just, you don't want them peeling off and seeing, oh, look, it's July, and there's the annual event. Oh, well, I guess I would have liked to know about that a month or two earlier, but thanks for letting me know. So you do let them know a month or two early. You go early bird deadline to save money on the annual event. Put it on the calendar. Then you put deadline to book your flight. Did you book your flight yet? Boom. And of course, for Jerdog, you can use it as an opportunity to showcase what he's all about. There's all kinds of funny stuff on here, and comics and jokes and whatever, and maybe even you put little tips on there every month to help them fill their place, like, do you use postcards? Call me. So Joe's got the website on here for the group, one of the websites for the group, 25kdates.com. You can go there, and that's where the members book the dates, since you get to choose 2 or 3. It was 3 when I was there. I think now it's down to 2 because there's so many people there. 2 of the monthly meetings to attend, which ones you're going to attend, and then the phone number. So he's got his contact information on the top at all times, right? Every month when I flip this over, the contact information for the company is right there on the top. Genius Network reminding you where you got this, as if a former member could forget. I saw these things all over the wall every time I was there. And then there it is. So there's the dates of the March meeting. You don't even have to go to the website to see him. March 8th and 9th, he's having a 2-day event here in about 20 minutes away from me. And so, and then the annual event. Oh, and then he has, of course, the 100K group now. So now there's a group of people paying $100,000 a year to be a part of that advanced group. and the 25K meeting. And then towards the end of the summer, he's going to have the annual event. I don't know when it is, September, October. Joe's not doing what I suggested, which is putting on here time to book your room, early bird discount is expiring. In fact, what the heck? I don't even see a date for the annual event. Say it is. Oh, this must be it. This must be it, which is, come on, Joe. In fact, now I know Joe had nothing to do with the putting together the calendar. He would never have made this error. So when you delegate something, that doesn't mean forget about it. Okay, you still want to oversee it. He's got 3 days here. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That tells me that's the annual event. That's not the regular 2-day event. It's always on a Thursday and a Friday. Suddenly, every month there's a Thursday and a Friday, Thursday and Friday, Thursday and Friday, except for July, because who the heck wants to come to Arizona in July? So there's no event in July. But there it is in November. That must be the annual event. Why not say annual event? Why not put early bird discount for annual event? Why not put time to book your room, time to book your flight, time to blah, blah, blah. The webinar to ask questions about the annual event. Put some more stuff on here. So missed out a little on the opportunity, but I appreciate the gesture. And I do have calendars from all kinds of people all over the place, but I'll put this up somewhere. And there you go. So that is the Genius Network 2018 calendar. And I'm trying to see, I won't take your time to see who I recognize from there, because I've been out of the group for about 3 years, so I'm sure it's changed a lot. And Jerdug says, I love Direct Mail Monday. It's like a video version of a swipe file, including do's and don'ts. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for being here, Jerdug, and thank you for recognizing it. Yeah, I believe that Direct Mail Monday, and it's what I get the most feedback on, I don't just critique. I can't contain myself to just critiquing the direct mail aspects like I did with the clean up your list and put a live stamp and that kind of stuff. I actually get into some of the overall business advice because that's just what I love to do. I love to help people, anyone that's you're taking any of this advice and putting it into action, because otherwise, hopefully, I guess you're just entertained, but hopefully you're here to make money. So put it into action, and then let me know. I love to hear success stories and people have put this stuff to use and make money. And if you think that somehow you could even watch every video I ever create and come close to exhausting even 1% of how I could help you out in your business to make money, you are sorely mistaken. I could go on and I could just turn on the Facebook Live and stay on for 365 days in a row, except for needing some sleep and having some other things to do, by the way, and still not exhaust everything I knew about building businesses. And when I talk to you in particular, there'll be particular specific strategies and tactics that I can recommend that if you'll take action on, that will build your business. And if you want that kind of help, you just go to 25K-in-25.com. That's my famous $25,000 in 25-minute strategy session where I guarantee to find you at least $25,000, and it's usually a lot more, that you can make in your business quickly and easily in one 25-minute phone call. And at the end of that, if we both feel that we want to discuss the possibility of working together to make that happen and a lot more, we can have that discussion. But often we do not have that discussion. It's my choice, your choice, whatever it is. We're scouting each other out on that 25 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm having some fun, doing what I love to do, help business owners make money, and you're getting some great advice you can put into use and put a ton of cash in your pocket. So anything else? Rich says, do the Diamondbacks send direct mail offers? They absolutely do. The Diamondbacks send a bunch of direct mail, and as I get it, I will be sharing it here on Direct Mail Monday. But you would be hard-pressed to find any company worth $1 billion or more that doesn't use direct mail. I can't even imagine one. In fact, I can't even imagine one. So, of course, the Diamondbacks, being over $1 billion company, they're paying out, $20 million a year to players and whatever. You think they can afford a stamp to use the most effective, cost-effective, and effective way of marketing that there is, still is to this day. And of course, all of us that profit and use direct mail, we always love when the rates go up because that means less competition. That's more people that might say, oh, now it's too expensive. Oh, I hate the way they raised the price. Not going to do it anymore. Give me a break. You're kidding me. Again, just not thinking about the return on the investment. They're only thinking about the investment. And to them, it's not even an investment because they're probably not doing things right. That's why they're thinking of canceling it. To them, it's a cost. So, of course, you got to cut costs. But would you cut an investment that's paying off? You would never cut an investment that pays off. You always want to cut a cost that isn't paying off. Anyway, enough. And Melissa's here. Good to see you. So any more questions, comments, concerns, issues, anything at all? Thanks, everybody, for being here live. Thanks for watching on the replay. I've enjoyed another Direct Mail Monday, and I'll be back tomorrow with Topical Tuesday, where I'll take something out of the news and teach a business lesson around that topical item. And I thank you all for being here today. Carlos is here. Great seeing you. Another direct response marketing expert has joined us, but just at the end. I'll be back tomorrow with Topical Tuesday. Catch you then. Bye-bye.